Epilepsy is a condition which starts in the brain, and it is because of an abnormal discharge of electric impulses which come from the brain cortex, and it is manifested as a condition known as a seizure. A seizure is nothing but an abnormal electrical discharge which is produced by the brain itself. Epilepsy can occur in anybody. It can occur in children starting from newborns to adults, and it can also occur in old age. So it is something which can occur in anyone. The causes of epilepsy can be many, and we can divide them basically into pathogenic causes and non-pathogenic causes. There are some conditions which can happen in childhood also. It can happen at birth when there is some defect in the brain because of birth and during birth, and this results in hypoxia of the brain. So hypoxia itself can result in brain scarring. So any brain scarring itself can result in epilepsy. The different other causes could be infection, it could be trauma, it could be some metabolic disturbances, it can also be tumors and many other vascular conditions of the brain. There is no specific age, as I told you. It can start soon after birth, and it can also occur just before death. So the spectrum for epilepsy is wide, the age spectrum. As far as cure goes, it depends upon the condition. There are some conditions which produce epilepsy, and those conditions are incurable sometimes. But conditions like brain tumors, which can be excised, or vascular lesions like aneurysms or AVMs, which can be surgically excised. Once these things are excised, then the patient can become epilepsy free. But many other conditions are there. Today there is surgery for epilepsy, and with surgery we are curing the patient out of epilepsy. But nevertheless, all types of epilepsy cannot be cured with surgery, and many of them can be only controlled with drug therapy. Yeah, there are many misconceptions of epilepsy, and one of the most commonest misconception is epilepsy is contagious. It is if one patient has the epilepsy, many people feel that the other patient would get epilepsy. So these are misconceptions, and the other misconceptions are social acceptability, where they feel an epileptic is behaving abnormally, and there would be social rejection of these patients with epilepsy. Yes, it depends upon the types of seizures. Basically, just to make it simple, we would divide seizures as one would be a partial seizure, and the other one would be a complete seizure. A partial seizure is a seizure where the patient may be conscious and he would have an abnormal electrical discharge, probably in the face or in the limbs, in the upper or the lower limbs. Or it might be a complete seizure where there is a complete shaking of the face as well as the hands, legs, and the patient might be unconscious. So the precautions in the two types of seizures would be different. If it is a partial seizure, the precautions would be to prevent it from going into a complete seizure, because many of the partial seizures, if not controlled in the beginning, can lead to a complete type of seizure where the patient can become unconscious. It depends upon the type of medicines the patient is taking, and all medicines do have their side effects, and most of the times it could be nausea, it could be vomiting, it could be a reaction like a rash to these drugs, and then we have the more serious types of side effects like Stevens-Johnson syndrome, which is a more severe type of a side effect. Yeah, When a patient develops a seizure, now most of the times it does not happen when the patient is in the hospital. It might happen when the patient is at home, when he is watching TV, or when he is about to have his meal, or when he is about to go for a bath, and it happens suddenly. So the first thing for the relatives in the house is to remain calm. You should not panic, and you should not get upset and do the wrong things. So I would like to tell you that immediately when you know that the patient is going to be having a seizure, you will find something abnormal going wrong with the patient. He will not be in his senses. He will not be responding to you. So the first thing you would have to do is to hold him and prevent him from injuring himself by falling down or by hitting his head on something. So you have to take him to a safe place, make him lie down, and put him in a lateral position. Because when there is a seizure attack, if the seizure attack has started, you cannot do anything to stop it in between. You can only wait for the seizure attack to stop on its own, because that is excess electrical activity of the brain, and the whole hand might start shaking, all the hands and legs will start shaking. So the main concept here and the main concentration here would be to prevent his airway from getting blocked. So you have to keep the patient on the lateral position, avoid the tongue from falling back. If he has bitten his tongue, you have to most of the times open the mouth and prevent him from biting the tongue by putting a rubber pad, whatever is available, even a book which is available can be put in between the teeth so that you do not allow him to bite the tongue. The other thing which I have normally seen is people give the patient water to drink, which is the most dangerous situation. You never give a patient who is semi-conscious water to drink or splash water on his face, because if that water goes into the windpipe, he will choke and die. So never give a patient water or never splash water on his face when he's developing this convulsion or a seizure attack. And once the seizure attack subsides and his breathing comes back to normal, then you can shift him on the supine position. If the convulsion doesn't stop, you have to move fast and shift him to a hospital as urgently as possible. There are different treatment options available. The first line of treatment as of today is medical treatment, which involves different anti-epileptic drugs. And there are a variety of anti-epileptic drugs which I would not go into. But today the doctors tend to use safer anti-epileptic drugs which have less side effects and which are more user-friendly depending upon the dosaging systems also. Then we also have the surgical management for epilepsy. But this is used only if the medical treatment is failing and if the seizure attacks are becoming more and more frequent within a month's period. And then there are some surgical procedures which are done for epilepsy. But medical treatment is the gold standard and is still the treatment of choice for managing epilepsy. Another thing what I can tell you is medical treatment does not cure epilepsy. Medical treatment only controls the epilepsy. It is not the cure for epilepsy. There are many conditions where epilepsy can be cured. For example, if it's a brain tumor or if it's a vascular condition, as I have already said, once these are surgically managed, then epilepsy can be cured and the patient can be epilepsy-free after the procedure. But there are many conditions which produce epilepsy and cannot be cured, for which the anticonvulsants or the anti-epileptic drugs have to be used for a prolonged period of time, and the dosage has to be monitored. The drug levels in the body also have to be checked periodically. Thank you.